Hey, what's up, Silver Stackers? Thank you so much for being here. This is Silver Slayer. So, for the last year, I had this theory. It wasn't too strong, though, just saying, American Eagles premiums are so high. I think one day it's gonna bite them in the butt, and people are gonna be tired of paying for these overpriced, boring, standard, bottom of the barrel coins. I had the tinfoil out, just like on my desk, but 3 days ago, news broke that made me put on my tinfoil hat, and it is still on. And it's actually getting bigger by the day. And I say that because 3 days ago, on July 6th, news came out that silver bullion demand from the US Mint was down 69% since last year. Gold 76%. Now, I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I said, you know what? Maybe it's just all silver demand, and all these other, mints are having percentages like this as well. But then yesterday, more news got revealed that the Perth Mint's sales from June last year is only down 16%. 16%. So that shows that it's mainly the US Mint that's having these insanely high drops in demand. Now, I think that this is more validity that my theory of people turning their back on Eagles is true. The US Mint is in shambles, and I'm not going to go over that because I've made a couple different videos over the last, week or so talking about that. But I want to talk about my theory. I need your help. I wish you could put polls on YouTube videos. Now, you can only put them on live streams and I think premiered videos, but I want you all to comment down below if you think my theory is correct. I need your help, though. Am I just crazy? Am I the only one wearing this tinfoil hat and I'm just standing out in the crowd? Or are you also agreeing that, hey, maybe since Eagles premiums are just so crazy, and these other coins, yeah, they have premiums, but nowhere near to the extent. I mean, I'll never forget on the Silver Stacking podcast, which, by the way, we'll be making an episode soon. On the Silver Stacking podcast, TJ pulled up this chart that showed American Eagle premiums, the percentages, and by all these different sites, like 10 different sites. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but on one of the biggest sites, SD Bullion, percentages of premiums on Eagles were 71%. Granted, most other sites were like, 60%, 65%, but still, even a 60% premium, that's insane. A couple of years ago, premiums were maybe a dollar or two over spot. I'm not even exaggerating, like $2 over spot. I was reading articles from, I think it was like 2-3 years ago, where this guy was complaining that he paid $4 over spot for an Eagle, and that was so high. Nowadays, even 50% over spot's a good deal, quote unquote. It's insane. It's insane. So the weirdest thing about this is, and the Perth Mint's article kind of goes into this, where it's talking about mixed sales, is because the US Mint sold 5 million ounces the first month of January this year, which is record breaking. We haven't seen sales like that for, I think, since like 2016, something like that, 2015. So a lot of people bought Eagles in the beginning of the year, but now I think all of a sudden, yeah, it's been 6-7 months, but you would still think that number would be somewhat relevant, somewhat in that range, but it looks like they just dropped off. Premiums were still high back in the beginning of the year in January when they sold 5 million ounces. So is it just like maybe more news is coming out and people are realizing that they just don't want to mess with them? Because let's look at the sales, and this is really what struck me as odd. So when I was making my video on the Perth Mint sales yesterday, this has a chart, and this is what's really good to compare it to, right? Over the month by month, since June 2021 to June 2022, it shows the Perth Mint's sales in troy ounces. And the U.S. Mint, this article posts a little bit. So right here you could see, where's the silver? Right here. So according to some market analysts, June week sales are startling given how strong demand has been throughout the year. And that's what I was saying. U.S. Mint sold 733,500 ounces this year compared to the 653,000 ounces sold in the first half of 2021. So the U.S. Mint sold 733,000 ounces this year. Now, let's look at that number compared to the Perth Mint's charts in June. Look at this. Perth Mint sold 1,523,000 ounces in June this year. The U.S. Mint only sold 733,000. The Perth Mint sold double, more than double what the U.S. Mint sold. And remember, the Perth Mint only makes, pretty low premium coins. Kookaburras are minted in the 300,000 range per year. 300, 500,000 max, tops, 500,000 tops. Where Eagles they're minted in 13, 14, 15 million, sometimes 30 to 40 million, like in 2019 or 2018, 2017. But still, the Perth Mint doubling what the U.S. Mint sells in 1 month, that speaks for itself. And also, what even speaks more for this is they sold 5 million ounces the first month of January, and now, 6-7 months later, July, they're barely even selling a sixth of that. Is that because of the premiums? And that's my theory. That's what I want to ask you. When that news came out yesterday, I really was just kind of covering what the Perth Mint was doing, but this video is the full conspiracy theory video, right? This is the video where I'm showing off my tinfoil hat. The last couple of videos I've been hinting towards it, but it's growing on me. And I got to ask you, do you guys still buy Eagles? Do you still buy Eagles? And if you do, are you getting them from somewhere that premium? Maybe you find a good deal somewhere. Maybe it's at your local coin shop. So maybe you're just buying like the raw coin that maybe have some dinged and scratches on them, so you can get them closer to spot. Or are you willing to pay that premium? Because granted, since people are, not as much now, but since people are willing to pay $45 for an eagle, on Amazon, people are buying Eagles for $50 like hotcakes, thousands of ratings and at $49.99. So what you could do is sell your Eagle to someone and essentially rip them off. I wouldn't feel right doing that, but at the end of the day, we're talking about profit. We're talking about investing, getting the biggest bang for your buck and profiting. So I guess a lot of people, especially someone who bought pre-2020, that are getting Eagles at $1 or $2 over spot, especially since the average price of silver has been $15 for the last 10 years. These people are buying Eagles at $16, $17 and are able to sell them for $50. And we're talking about a lot of people have even monster boxes of Eagles, have tubes and tubes, putting their cap from $16 that they bought at and selling them for $50. That's like triple digit silver, but in a not triple digit silver market. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do some math. Let's say you guys bought Eagles at 17. We'll say 17 because that's mainly probably if someone bought pre-2020, probably paid $17, $18, So let's say you bought Eagles at $17, but let's say we'll do 100 ounces. So 100 ounces at $17, which is obviously $1,700. So let's say you paid $1,700. So let's say you sold 100 ounces at $50. So that's $5,000. So 5,000 minus 1,700. So that's a $3,300 profit. And that's only with 100 ounces. But that's still a $3,300 profit. And that's just from buying and selling when the price is only moved, spot price at $17 back or $15 back then. Now spot price at $20. 25 maybe, but you're still making a $3,300 profit. I mean, wow. That's because Eagles premiums. So you could use it to your advantage if you're willing to rip people's head off. Now, me as a content creator, me as someone who's trying to tell people, buy silver and help people get into the market, I wouldn't feel right ripping someone off. That would kind of go against what I stand for, is trying to help the community. If I'm trying to help the community grow and help people stack, but then I'm sitting there on eBay or Amazon, ripping people's heads off, that's kind of contradicting. I wouldn't feel right. You guys can do whatever you guys want. You guys probably don't have a silver stacking channel. Do what you got to do. But for me, it wouldn't feel right. So the moral of the story is, though, that I think with Eagles down to 733,000 ounces, their sales in June this year, that's extremely alarming. Extremely alarming. Now, this has nothing to do with, the silver shortage to any extent, really. It has more so to do with the U.S. Mint's legal problem, since they have to buy their silver at spot. They can't pay above the LBMA's spot price at that time, meaning that they have a very hard time accumulating silver where other private mints are able to pay above spot. And since the U.S. Mint gets most of its silver from like Sunshine Mint, since it outsources its silver nowadays, Sunshine Mint wouldn't make any money. It wouldn't make sense for the Sunshine Mint to sell to the U.S. Mint, because the Sunshine Mint can only sell to them at spot, where the Sunshine Mint can sell their own inventory way above spot. So why would they sell to the U.S. Mint? They'd be losing money. And it's weird that the U.S. Mint does only get their silver outsourced now. But even if they did start making, producing their silver in, I guess you could even say like in the U.S. Mint, nowadays they have such a small, workforce, and really don't have the equipment anymore, that they couldn't even fill those orders. I mean, it's a crazy story. And if you've watched any of my last videos, you would see the depth of how messy this situation is legally, and just downright, prices themselves. Because remember, that is probably what's leading to these crazy high premiums, is that situation I just mentioned. So yeah, what do you think? What do you think? Let me know. Is my theory correct, or should I take my tinfoil hat off? I really want to know what you guys think. But anyways, yeah, if you also want to see silver spot price right now, it's $19.41 in the weekend. So we'll see what happens on Monday when the markets open back up. I mean, that's pretty good, though. I mean, for it to stay around that level, it's good, because I was scared that when I saw it down to like $19.33, I was like, man, this is about to get messy. So looks like it did stand its ground, though. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to hit the like button. If you've stuck around this long, then I'm gonna ask you to subscribe, or I'll recommend it. Or I mean, if you want to, at least I've given you content now. I'm not gonna ask you to subscribe in the beginning of the video, because I haven't given you anything yet. Like, that's like saying, hey, subscribe to me, but you don't even know if you're gonna like the content yet. You don't even know what my videos, So now that I have given you something, now you can actually make a choice on if it's good enough to subscribe. So if you think it is, and you like videos like this, I mean, I post a lot of different types of content, unboxing videos, giveaways. I post stacking strategy videos, lots of different stuff. Then yeah, subscribe. One last thing before I head out. I want to take a second to give a shout out to my channel sponsor, BullionMax.com. I'm honored to be working with one of the best bullion dealers online. Great prices, great deals, and by far the best packaging out of any company that I've ever seen. They even offer a silver starter kit, which is 5 ounces of silver at below employee pricing, with extremely high premium coins for a great deal. It's only one per household, but a great way to lower your dollar per ounce average a bit and get a chance to grab some great coins. So shout out to Bullion Max, such a great company, always sending me silver to give away to my subscribers as well. BullionMax.com, and if you want the starter kit, go to BullionMax.com/SilverSlayer. And also make sure to go to AG47apparel.com if you want to express your love for precious metals with the clothes on your back. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.